Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Stage 7 of Desert Brutality 2021, the Fulda Gap. Now what you have to do here in the Fulda Gap was really simple. This is a DMR carbine rifle stage, and you started out with your DMR. And from the designated starting position, you had targets to engage at 220, 315, 400, and 550 yards. And these were just 2/3 size IPSC steel targets. And you just had to get one hit each. Yeah, pretty simple stuff, straight up, right? And then once you engage those 4 targets that you either had to get a hit on or engaged at least 5 times to have the ability to move on and only take the penalty for the miss. Because if you just skipped the target, not only did you take the penalty for a miss, you took a penalty for non-engagement. So that's 120 seconds, 2 minutes. Anyways, I digress. You move on to the second part of the stage, which is a carbine set of targets. And there's a tank trap you go to, and you have 3 targets. But you have to engage them twice in a 1-2-3, 1-2-3 round robin fashion. Close one's at 85, then on the opposite end of your limit of fire, you got one at about 100, and then you re-engage the 220 yard target that you also engaged with your DMR. Do those in a round robin fashion twice, and you're done. Let's take a look at how this stage went for me.
All right, ready?
Stand by.
No, not again.
Nice hit. Just off right edge. Just low maybe. Yeah, low right. Bring it up a little. Hit, good recovery.
I do not see that sucker.
Up and to the left, 10 o'clock in the sunlight. He's right on.
Got it.
Under him is the shadow. He's right on the border of the sun. Bring the target up and you'll hit him. There it is. Bring the target upright. Nice.
Sending around, tell me how far off I am.
Roger. 10 seconds.
Fucking, I'm abandoning it.
Time.
Okay, anything about this look really familiar? Like maybe everything that was happening on Stage 3, my first stage of Day 1, is happening again here on Stage 7, my first stage of Day 2. Yeah, you know, and I'm really frustrated, as you can tell, fighting my way through these problems. I'm getting my hits. You know, that's the thing. You know, the sun was a factor, just like it was on Stage 3. but not nearly to the extent that it was the day before. And you know, usually I make a shot, and the RO, who's an excellent shot caller, you know, gave me a correction, and the correction was spot on. And then I'd have to frickin' fight my way through a malfunction. Anyways, I collected the targets at 220, 315, and 400, and was going for 5, and I literally did not see that target. I knew where it should be. Hell, I helped set up this stage the Thursday before, and I assisted the RO with it during the RO match, so I knew where the thing was. I was just really having trouble seeing it. I was about to launch around for it, knowing that once the RO gave me the call of where he saw it, I could get onto it and then collect that hit. And then he told me there's like 10 seconds left, and I'm like, oh my god, there's 6 other targets out there I've got to engage. So I decided to leave that one behind, dashed over, and just as I was getting ready to engage those 6 targets, time ran out. It's like, ugh. This is frustrating on so many levels. The first level is frustrating is it's not my failure as a shooter, it's my weapon system failure. And I know in most cases that if your weapons fails, it's something you as the shooter did. In this case, no, it wasn't. You know, I had done my PMCS after stage 3 when I had problems, and then went on to stage 4, which was an all DMR stage, and the rifle worked great. That evening, got back to the house I was renting out and did some more PMCS on it. Switched magazines, which presented another problem. We'll go into that in just a little bit. And so when that rifle went, it was cleaned, it was ready to go, it was in good functioning order, and it clearly just was not functioning. Later found out, talking to some other shooters, it turned out to be my hydraulic buffer. And I mentioned that back in stage 3. Back then I didn't know that's what it was, only experience and talking with other people. But yeah, it was the hydraulic buffer. The cold just messed with whatever that hydraulic system is, and the gun wouldn't function right. And I knew it the moment I pulled back the charging handle. Something was not right. But I was on the clock, and I had to fight through and do the best I could. Super frustrating, because I collected 7 penalties on this stage. And those are penalties that did not need to be collected. And if my rifle had been functioning properly, I think I would have shot this stage clean. Maybe not the world's greatest time. I would have had a clean go at this stage. Next thing was causing me a little bit of a problem. 25 round magazine from Magpul. Now the magazine functioned perfectly. That wasn't a problem. The problem was the length of the magazine compared to the height of my bipod, which was at full extension. Also a Magpul bipod for the record. And I didn't realize this at the time, but I only realized it once I started watching my videos, that pretty much as soon as I started engaging targets, I'm monopoding, which is not leading to the most stable things, because as I'm leaning forward and I'm trying to think, pushing against the bipod, kept having a pretty wiggly sight picture, and I was like, didn't connect 2 and 2 at the time. Not that there's anything I could have done about it. The other thing, the sun had an effect, so on stage 4, I'm holding it this way, there's nothing but glare. Put my hand over like this to block the glare, see the target. So talk about a horrible shooting position. It'd be hard to get much worse than that unless pure offhand, basically. And then after that, you know, you saw the rest. You know, the 500 got a malfunction. Tried to collect the carbines, didn't. And overall, a frustrating stage. And this one stage accounted for nearly half. It did account exactly for half the penalties. I incurred 7 out of 14 penalties. Just a total of 11 penalties this rifle, specifically the buffer in this rifle, caused me to collect on what's otherwise been an excellent match for me. Anyways, such is life. One of the things I cut out was the temper tantrum, and thank you guys of Squad 3 for just letting me rant and get it out of my system. And I was a little unprofessional, but such is life. These things get you. From here, we go on to stage 8, the final stage of Desert Brutality, which is a nice challenging stage, and we'll talk about that in the next video tomorrow.